What's going on, guys? Matt with Motorworks here, and behind me is my first Harley Davidson. This sweet rig is a 2000 Buell Cyclone M2. And it is the closest thing that I'm probably going to get to owning a Harley Davidson, at least right now. And it has a modified 1200cc Sportster engine, which, as you can see in its current state, is partially disassembled. So I've got the gas tank over there, the busted up air box right here, and this thing is actually ready for some repairs, and we'll go over those in a little bit. But here it is. This bike only has 7,000 miles on it, and I think they are 7,000 of the roughest miles I think I've seen on a bike in a long time. But here it is. Let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. If you've owned one, if you currently own one and you're looking to do some work to it, you know, stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to do a series of videos on this bike. There's quite a bit of work that needs done to it. This bike in particular came into my shop, well, not my shop, but my job over at Cycle Hunters, to cyclehunters.com or Haldeman Auto. This came in several years ago, and they wanted to get it running. It had been down, and when it went down, it busted the airbox. So that's why this thing's all in pieces. So it broke the airbox when it went down, and I guess they just let it sit after that. It scared them, or whatever the case was. So the bike sat for years and years and years. The guy brought it into us and said, hey, can you get this thing running? And we did. We put a new battery in it, cleaned the carburetor. It was nasty, so we cleaned that all up, got the bike running. And we were only able to run it for about 3 minutes or so, because number one, it started puking oil out of the overflow, or well, out of the oil tank, because somebody who didn't really understand how Harley dry sump engines work added oil before I started the bike, and all the oil I added puked out of the oil tank all over the bike. So that was a learning experience for me. But the other thing that we noticed is this had a really bad lifter tap, and that's kind of why this covers off right here. So if you look in here, this is where the lifters sit, and they ride on 4 individual camshafts. Basically, there's 4 separate cam lobes, and they're all gear driven, and then they just push up on the lifter. And if you look, when I push this lifter up, I get a lot of resistance. Pull this one out here. Same thing when I push up on this one, I get a lot of resistance. Doesn't even move, it's trying to push the valve open. Get to this guy, and I can just move that thing in and out. So this is our culprit. This is where all our lifter tap's coming from. So what I need to do is I need to pull that lifter out. Only problem is it's not as easy as just drop it out the bottom, which I thought when I took this apart, thought I could just drop it out the bottom and put the new lifter in. Only problem with that is you can't squeeze the camshafts in and push the lifter up at the same time. So I pulled all 4 of these out and royally screwed myself, but doesn't matter. I have to take them out again anyway and retime everything. So the lifter's bad. I just got all 4 new lifters for it. And the only way I found to get the lifters out is there's 2 ways to do it. You can get bolt cutters. You can cut these tubes. And then you can get, I guess there's tubes that are removable while everything's still together. And you can get adjustable push rods and put in there. That's pretty expensive. I'm going the alternate route, where I'm going to take these rocker covers off, both the front and back, and I'm going to take the valve assembly apart and pull the push rods out, and then pull the lifters out through here, remove the tubes, all that stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing kind of in this first real video, is actually putting the lifters in the bike and getting the bike running again. All right, so that's the latest project here. I mean, this one should keep me busy for quite some time. I've worked on a handful of Sportsters before. I have replaced rocker box covers, or gaskets I should say. I've replaced the gaskets before. It's a pretty simple, straightforward job. I'll be doing a lot of how-to type videos on this. And if you catch these videos early enough, anytime I introduce a new project, if you guys want to see anything done on the vehicle, try and get those comments in early, so that way I can at least do kind of a how-to. Because like this one here, when it's all done, I am going to put it up for sale. So this one is going to be for sale, but I figure, you know, if you can get those requests in early enough, I don't have a problem just showing a little how-to on getting some stuff done. But yeah, I'm excited to get started on this one. Parts for Buell still available, because again, it is a Harley Davidson in its heart, meaning the engine, which, you know, all the other stuff is kind of universal, like bearings, things like that. Anything that would fail on this, you could probably match something up. But the engine, I mean, you can just order parts right off the shelf from Harley, pretty much. I mean, that's the lifters. I just went into Harley and said, hey, I need a set of 4 lifters, and they were like, okay, because it's identical to the Sportster. You know, there's not any difference between them. So gasket kit, same thing. Just ordered a gasket kit, same gasket kit you get for a 1200 Sportster. So no difference there. But yeah, like I said, next video I will be putting the lifters in the bike and probably cleaning the carburetor again, because I think it's been about 2 years since I ran this last. It kind of sat dormant in the shop while the customer decided what they wanted to do, and ultimately they're just like, you know, your problem. So now it's my problem. So we'll see if we can turn this trash into treasure. Stay tuned, guys. I'm excited. Can't wait to get this thing out and ride it and see what it's like. Never owned a Buell before. If you liked the video, guys, as always, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, please. It helps out. And ring that notification bell for future uploads, especially on this one here. I'm going to try and get this thing done quick, but as with all projects that I start on, only time will tell. We'll see how quickly I get it done. But bye for now.